Good evening. I'd like to call the Town of Cedar Lake Unsafe Building Department meeting for October 15th to order at 5:34. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Can I get a roll call, please, Cheryl?
Mr. Hojek?
Here.
Mr. Hunley?
Here.
Mr. Teal?
Here.
Mr. Eldridge? Mr. Eldridge?
Present.
Mr. Deutmeyer?
Here.
Mr. Austin is absent. Mr. Gatto is absent. Ms. Hyduk is present.
Thank you. All right, start off with the minutes from September 17th, 2025. Any questions about them, or?
No, so far so good. Have we done anything with, well, that'll be on updates in a little bit.
Yeah, so just looking for a motion to approve.
I'm making a motion
Yeah,
to approve as written.
Okay, second. So, Jim,
I'm making a motion to approve as written.
okay, and then I need a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes by Mr. Huntley, second by Mr. Hojek. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hojek?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0. I got a bad time on I gotta have you guys start sitting on this side. My left ear's bad, and I don't know who made the motion at first, so. All right, active unsafe, item 1, 14616 Dewey Street, Frick. Cheryl, did you, get a hold of Mr. Frick?
No, but I know the last time Mr. Eldridge talked to him.
I spoke to Mr. Frick once. I tried to get a hold of him a couple times, even this morning, left messages, and he does not return the calls.
Mr. Chairman, this has been going on for quite a while. I'd like to see us start taking some action against him.
Okay, Ryan, what would our next step be on this one then? Because we know that there's plans in there, with the building department. Last I understand, I know, Tony Gatto's not here today, but it kinda, relied on him having some drainage, and this is the main issue with the new structure. I believe we all know he didn't wanna do any tearing it down until he can get an excavator there and start building a new house and get approval. Trying to figure out what the next plan of attack is for it. You do the demo order, or do we?
Well, we're not even at the point where we could.
Yeah.
We would have to order title work, which would be here in advance of the next meeting. So that puts us into November. We could have, in conjunction with the title work coming in, a proposed demo order prepped for the November hearing for you guys to consider, which would then set it over for an affirmation order potentially in December. So,
Can we revoke any license or permit that we gave him because of the lack of him?
He has no permit currently.
No.
He applied for the building permit for a new structure, and then when he was gonna get approval, he was gonna tear it down. However, he can't get approval on the new building because drainage is required. If I'm right, Ben, on that, drainage is required on the new structure.
How about a motion to approve the demo permit contingent upon not passing the drainage problem? They can't get the drainage problem fixed. If we wait for him to get the drainage problem...
Well, you're saying to like Ryan just said, we would have to start title work first.
Right.
So you're saying make the motion for that?
Yeah, but if he gets if he's got the drainage permit, if he gets the drainage fixed, then he can do something. If he don't have the drainage permit, we're just spinning our wheels there.
Well, the problem with the drainage, Jim, is the fact that it's the town's, has, contacted Mr. Frick in the past. We were gonna be doing all the drainage work. But we needed to he needed to grant us easement for that to happen, and that has not happened.
Okay.
So that's the situation we're in.
Okay, I'd still say we ought to start get the title work.
I can see that being, an attention grabber, I guess, if I'm looking for the right thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is I hate adding cost to stuff on things. I'm just gonna come straight out and say it. However,
My thought was throw a fence around the thing and send them the bill. Maybe that'll get us a.
Well, then we still run into the fact that now there's a fence around it, and
I know, but
how
that
long
might
does that
be
stay?
something.
My whole trouble with the whole thing is, we've had some things on it for 3 years that haven't had nothing done.
Yes.
And now we're hammering him. I think we gotta start hitting.
So
all these
do you
violations.
wanna, is that something you're wanting to do then, Jim, is make the motion that we instruct the attorney to start the title work?
Yes.
To do the demo?
Yes.
Would you like to second
I
that?
will definitely second that.
And just so you know, Mr. Chairman, it's been a while since we've had to order title on one of these properties. Typically, I think in the past, it's been about $300. So it's not like you're going through a full closing and having the full-scale title commitment and everything issued. Like, we're just getting the original commitment issued, and that's somewhere in the ballpark of $300.
That's the number I was thinking.
It's not inexorbitant, but it is.
Can we turn that around back on him? As a cost, just not following our,
Typically, the only way we would ever recoup that stuff is if
Back
we
in
actually
court.
went all the way to the end and
Yeah,
tore it down and
okay.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, like you said, it's an attention
Okay,
grabber.
well, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So we have a motion by Mr. Huntley, to instruct the attorney to start the process, with running titles so we can, do a demo order. Seconded by, Mr. Hojek. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hojek?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0.
Nice.
Okay, item number 2, 7704 West 134th Court, letter sent July 1st. Let me get this pulled up real quick. All right. Yeah, this one was, and we did not get a response back from this one, right?
No, I sent a letter on October 7th, asking for their presence to appear at the meeting. I sent it out certified mail and regular mail, have not gotten a green card back.
Mr. Chairman, has this thing been secured anything?
I would believe no, especially by looking at these photos,
Yeah,
and I
since
think this
then,
is the
maybe.
one, Ryan, if you wanna, respond to this as far as the fact that this is the one now where we do have the, report done. Do we, this is active unsafe,
Yes, the report had to be done to move it to active, correct.
yeah,
And that's in the file.
and that is in the file, okay, I just wanna make sure we're following it right. Yeah, I don't wanna start running into problems where we can't get a hold of people now. I mean, we were doing pretty good with
Yeah.
sending the letters
You
out.
did real good.
Thoughts, suggestions, I mean,
I don't wanna see it gonna be on the unsafe thing for the next 4 or 5 meetings, like some of our things are going with.
exactly, and if we sent out, the letter and don't get a response, I mean, Ryan, what else can we do at this point?
I mean, you're probably just spinning your wheels if you're hoping that somebody's gonna do something. That letter went to the Chicago Heights address that their tax bills are going to?
Yes,
Was it certified?
yes, certified and regular mail.
Can we do the same thing we just did with the previous home? Just start the title stuff, or?
I have a question for the attorney. If a place is deemed unsafe and, it's on our agenda for
Well,
a year or 2, 3 or 4 months, and someone goes there and gets hurt after, on an unsafe building, is the town liable for any of that?
I mean, there's certainly an argument. Now, while you're doing that, I was pulling up the parcel information. And it looks like there might be a new deed on that from late August.
Are you thinking a different owner then, since
Mhm.
we've started the process?
According to the, oh no, I'm sorry. I missed a date.
Oh.
2015, not 2025.
Okay.
Along with what Mr. Huntley's saying, my thought is, and I know you guys are tired of me saying it, but if this is still like this, And we could be liable, it's gotta be boarded up if we can't get a hold of people, or it's gotta be knocked down. One or the
I
other.
mean, it looks like, I don't know which direction this is, but I mean, seeing that this thing is gutted, seeing the condition where at what looks like once was a doorway at the bottom of the foundation,
And there's graffiti.
at that ground level, it looks like it's about ready to fall in at any time where it would be a complete structure collapse.
Yes, sir.
And you can see with the graffiti on the wall, there's been people going in and out of there.
And absolutely, I could see people going in there, for sure.
Yep.
This, how close is this one, Ryan, to one of those emergency orders?
I mean, the board always has the ability to, I mean, if it is like an imminent threat, you could declare it an emergency and go in. Now, I'm just looking at the parcel information here. Looks like they're current on their taxes, but their tax bill's $170 for spring and fall. So, it doesn't take much to maintain it, the taxes at least. It doesn't appear that they're doing anything to maintain the parcel itself. So there isn't much motivation for them to, you know, do anything. They're paying $340 a year in taxes. So,
Yeah, I don't know if you guys see the picture with the side wall. I mean,
Bucked
at
out.
first I thought it was like a shadow from like something next to it.
It's coming out.
I'm assuming that looks like it's busted in,
Yeah.
like it used to be a window.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Yeah, there was a ground window there, and it's pushed in, and then the other side, if you look, is pushed out.
So I guess my question then, Ryan, is since we have this on active unsafe, to me, this does seem pretty extreme in our unsafe cases.
And it's open, right? It looks like
Completely,
Tony was able to take pictures and it's just gutted down to the studs.
yes.
I'd like for Tony to, at our next meeting, have an updated,
I think this needs to be.
if he's gone back and recheck it again and make sure. it's not
And-
been-
I'll go look tomorrow at it.
Yeah, I mean,
This is part of that. This isn't bricks, is it?
I'm
I guess
just
the only
trying,
question is if you wanted to go the emergency route, I mean, does the town have the ability and the equipment and all that stuff ready to go that you could be able to knock this thing down before, you know, the weather turns bad and all that stuff?
well, and that would be a question for Mr. Kubiak, since he's the one that's, you know.
Because otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to declare it an emergency and to go that path if you're never gonna be able to sort of
Right.
effectuate the demo of
So
it.
then, and the longer we sit on it, and the longer somebody gets in there, or more to get in there, we're still liable.
So potentially, discussion sooner than later with building department, with Mr. Kubiak and Tony Gatto as far as, the severity of it, when Tim thinks he can get in, so we can have a decision by the next meeting?
Yeah, and then what we can do is, this happened with a garage. I think we just the owner took care of the structure before, but we had sent them a notice basically saying, hey, the board's declared an emergency, you need to knock this thing down in 10 days.
Yes.
So if Tony has, or Tim's got the ability to, we can circle back on this in November, assuming, I mean, maybe send another letter. So
Yeah, I would prefer definitely Cheryl sending out another letter.
And then we kind of send them a similar notice like we did with that garage, like, hey, you know, if that's what you guys decide in November, board's declared an emergency, they're gonna go in and knock it down if you don't have this thing down in 10 days, and go from there.
Yeah.
Can we advertise for bids for demolition?
Don't have to if we are able to
I
reasonably.
mean, we wanna hire someone from outside.
So, prior to you being on the board, Jim, I reached out to a couple of contractors, in the area for doing that, and it was at least double. One was almost 3 times what the cost is for us.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I checked with a couple of local contractors, and it just was not feasible for, you know, for the fact of, on some of them, like we have out there right now, we don't know if we're gonna recoup the money. I'd sure hate to spend, you know, I was getting quotes of 20-some thousand for a house that Tim did for 8,
Yeah.
and not recoup any of it. So yeah, what I can do is I can get with the building department, check availability, make sure we have, you know, all the ducks in a row by the next meeting, so we can act accordingly on that then.
In the meantime, I would suggest another notice be sent to them, maybe if there's something a little more strongly worded.
Well, I think like how you stated though, Ryan, if Cheryl can send that letter out now to this, you know, stating that at this meeting, we will be, you know, enacting the emergency thing, maybe get the ordinance or the,
I would suggest
the
that
number?
the language not be it's going to happen, but the board will consider declaring an emergency.
You got that, Cheryl?
Yep.
Okay. Should we reference the, emergency order in that letter, or is that not necessary?
I don't think it's, I mean, we would still send a separate notice under the emergency provisions of the code. So it's not necessary, but if you wanna make it seem more exigent, certainly that the board will consider declaring an emergency and immediately demolishing it at the next meeting,
Yeah,
if no action is taken.
okay,
And if Cheryl wants me to look at the language, I certainly can.
yeah. All right, so I guess we'd, be making a motion to defer this then to the next meeting.
Yeah.
That meeting is November 19th.
All right, I'll make a motion that we defer the building at 7704 West 134th until next meeting.
I'll second it if we have an update from the building inspector, what's going on there.
Yes, I'll have the meeting with Tim and also with Tony
Have
on
him
that.
re-inspect it, then I'm seconding his motion.
Yep, all right, we have a motion and a second, can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Wojak?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes, motion carries 3-0. Moving on, 13025 Tyler Street. Letter was sent July 1st. Do we have anyone here for that one? Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you'd like to come to the podium and, name and address for the record, please, sir.
First, I'm gonna apologize, my English is not pretty well.
Okay.
I will try to. I think it's 13025, Taylor Street. My name is Pablo Weber, I'm the owner.
Okay, so you did receive the letter and the notice you understand why you're here, right?
Yeah, so, actually, I came, when I received the letter, I came to talk to the office, I talked to the chairman over here, and I explained the situation, what's going on, and I told her I'm gonna take care. But as soon as I received the letter, I know I cannot do nothing at the moment, so I put it for sale. And I go and lowering down the price to see if I can sell it. If I have to sell it, I'm gonna sell it, so I don't have a time.
And just so you're aware of how the process happens here, once the structure, house, garage, or whatever it is, comes on the unsafe list as an active unsafe, whether you sell it or not, it's gonna be your responsibility to notify a new owner, of what the process is because of, the condition of the structure.
Yeah, so actually when I talked to the realtor, I told her, explain the whole situation and tell her that the only thing they can recuperate is the lot, is the parcel, it's not a house. So that's the reason I tried to lower it down. The thing is, I would love to keep it, but at the moment there's nothing I can do, just board it up with plywood and make it safe, but
Right, I mean, 'cause right now, with the way it is, which is pretty bad, it's almost like this board can't technically wait until you sell it in hopes that someone would tear it down, fix it up, or whatever it is. So we're kinda trying to figure out what your plan is right now, other than just saying that you're, planning on selling it.
yeah, it's like I told you, I received the letter a few days ago and I say, I'm gonna show up because it's my property, but I don't know, so I don't even know how much is the cost. I'm new over here in this town and got nothing to do with construction in this town, nothing like that. I don't even know how much it cost me to tear down the property.
You're gonna have to get estimates. I would probably suggest you get 3 estimates, but you're gonna have to tear it down, and it's gonna come out, you're gonna have to pay for it. 'Cause if we have to get involved with it, then it's gonna be more and more.
No, I know the house is not worth it, so at this
No,
point,
right.
I had a big plans for that house, but I get a big accident over here in Cedar Lake, and it took me like a year and a half to recuperate, and the truth is I don't have the money now to fix that thing. So I'm telling you the truth. So I would love to keep it, but I know I have to put it for sale because I cannot fix it. if it's something reasonable to demo and keep the lot, I can do that. So,
Well, So I don't know what the board's, thoughts are, as far as if, we would request him to get those estimates for demo and, report back to us at the next meeting, since this is the first time he's, in front of us, or if you guys have any other thoughts?
Does he have to apply for any permits at all, or just get the estimates and figure out what he wants to do from there?
I guess it depends on how,
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything, he could show up and tell us the estimates, but if he gets a good estimate and he wants to move forward, he would have to get a permit, right?
yes, and Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, we would have to just give instruction, since it's on active unsafe now, to the building department, that if he did get the estimates and say, hey, I just want to tear it down before the next meeting, we would just instruct building department to issue that permit?
Yeah, you could, and just put a shorter limitation on, make it 60 days or something.
Right, not the year.
Presumably, if he goes out and finds someone, it's the contractor that's gonna come in. I would assume the contractor's applying for the permit, not him, could be either or. And obviously, we would know the contractor's on the approved list, and I think there's more protections to the town than if you have the contractor doing it versus, just some person applying for their own permit and saying, hey, I'm gonna tear it down, and then
Yeah.
who knows how long it takes them.
Right.
I mean, we're still gonna wanna see you here in 30 days. But, in a perfect world, if you got estimates this week and decided to tear it down before our next meeting, then we would hear from the building department and there'd be no reason for you to show up. But if the structure's still standing in 30 days from now, you're definitely gonna need to still be here.
yeah, no problem. So, I'm sorry, this
You're
is
fine,
my
right?
first thing over here.
Yeah.
So, I'm here, I show my face because I wanna work with you and because
Yeah.
I like the town and, I've been treated good over here. But, I don't know nothing about that, so if I hear before that you're from the city or from the town, so you do those little demos too?
Well,
So I can-
typically, if you're gonna go and schedule a demo yourself, it's not gonna be through the town, unless, in the past, Ryan, I know we have, when we've demoed some, but then on how the town recoups the money, the one on the,
Yeah, it's just, it's gotta be a
How about
question for you guys.
first, next meeting, and have him come in with what he's addressed, and we'll go from that there.
right, and what I'm thinking though is, I would rather you get estimates from like a local contractor,
Okay.
because technically the town really isn't in the business of demoing buildings.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
The town
okay.
is not a demo contractor, I would be hesitant to volunteer town resources and services to go in and to demo private property. This is
Correct,
something that should be
Yeah,
handled
and if,
by an individual. But what we have done in the past, I believe the town has a list of approved contractors that he can obtain from the
Yes.
town.
That's a good thing.
And-
yeah, so if you come in the morning and stuff like that, go to the building department, and then they can get you the list of the contractors.
Yeah, so I try to stop over here by the ice cream place, a few blocks away from there, I see the machine that's on the house, but I never see nobody working. Every time I drive by, so it was nobody over there, so I can ask him for the company or what is the plan. Oh,
Yeah, the best thing is, like he says, go in, tomorrow, get your list,
exactly.
call a few guys,
Alright.
people, get your prices, you make your decision, and then come back and see us, and we'll work with you to get it down.
Yeah, so I guess,
Does he know where the building department is now? Do you know where our building department is?
so it moved to where the police station,
Okay.
on the other side, when you come in, you turn to the right.
There you go,
Yeah.
so, one more time.
One more
I'm
time. We'll see you
apologize for
again.
inconvenience,
Yeah, okay.
but I'm here to
Yeah.
show my
Thank
face
you,
and
we
say.
appreciate it.
So, I guess we would need a motion then, so we're gonna defer this for 30 days, with instruction to the building department that if he does come in, and sees he's got a good estimate and gets it torn down beforehand, they can issue a permit for 60 days.
We'll make that motion.
Get a second?
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second, motion, made by Mr. Hojek, seconded by Mr. Huntley. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Wojciech?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0. All right?
All right,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Do I need to sign something or?
You're good for now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we are going to,
Which one we go into? We did 10 of there.
13957 Fairbanks, I think.
yeah, that one, okay. Did we move that one to the, we didn't move it to active, right? That's what we have to do now since we have the report done. That was like the report that Tony got on right away.
Yeah.
I was looking for it in here and I don't see it on active. That's,
Yeah, we got
so,
the pictures.
this is the one that we're gonna move to active unsafe.
Yes, sir.
Look at the pictures, it's probably,
Yes.
looking at the pictures, it's probably the best one we've had of anything on the unsafe building so far, though.
As far as...
This, the safest one.
This one?
This one?
No. You're looking at the wrong one. The one with the holes in the roof?
That's a sealed off bedroom.
Oh,
It's infested, it's nasty and...
okay.
Yeah, it's...
Was this
it's
one
actually
that there
a
were people
health
living in
hazard
it?
Yes, and Jim, this is the one that there's 2 people living in there.
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Yeah.
So, let's see, this is the one that's on potential unsafe right now. And we needed to have action to put it on active. So
Okay.
basically, right now,
Just need a motion?
we just need the motion to move this to active unsafe. That way Cheryl could send a letter to appear, and then we,
I'll make that motion and we'll move it to active unsafe at 13957 Fairbanks.
all right, is this gonna be in the form of motion and action take, or do we just instruct on this?
I would do a motion in a second.
In a second? Okay, would you like the second?
I was thinking, I got a comment,
Okay.
I think we ought to notify the county health department too, if there's people living in there.
There was, discussion on this one, Jim, we even had,
Police?
a couple of police officers over there, and, they're aware of the situation. They basically told, Fisher that, they plan on selling the house. They, said that they had the one section, just the guest section of the house sectioned off where the holes were in the roof. But there was no intention on moving anytime soon.
But there's still people living there and it's unsafe.
I had, after I heard that from them, I got with, Chief Grushka. I'm trying to remember the conversation he had. Since he came from county, I asked who he knew at county in human, Health and Human Services, whatever the department was, on what they can do. There was really nothing right now at that point. All they could do is get them set up with someone to get into affordable housing. And so that's the last we left of, the conversation. So, I mean, right now, we need to move it to active unsafe for sure.
Yeah, but that, what we just talked about before, if there's people living there, we make it unsafe, and something happens to them, and it's unsafe.
Well, and also, I completely understand that, but in the same sense, we also can't drag someone out of their house. What's...
Well,
Yeah, so, Jim, this is probably before your time, but a few years ago, we had, on the other side of the lake, the Stanley Bird residence that was being resided in at the same time it was on this path. What ultimately happened, after multiple court hearings and a lot of other stuff, the board entered a demolition order in which, we had to give him time to leave. Didn't happen. So then we had to go to court and basically have the judge order him to vacate the premises. That's really the only way you're gonna have great success in getting someone out of the home. But in that circumstance, the judge heard the evidence, and, I would suggest that although that situation wasn't good, the roof was in a lot better condition than this was.
the police officers said they didn't even want to go in the building, it was that bad, from
Yeah.
what they could see through the door.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the procedure that we have to take. Like, we can tell these individuals they have to leave all we want, but if they don't leave, then we can't just have the cops go in and drag them out. Like, we need an actual court order to do that.
The police department is also aware that this is occupied, because we've had that discussion before on, the safety of our first responders, stuff like that. If fire department's gonna go in, and then the fact that they see the condition of the house, they could assume someone doesn't live there. So we've had those conversations with them.
And this is where I...
Two adults living there, or?
Yes.
50-year-old
No
and an
kids.
80-year-old
No
woman,
kids.
yeah.
Yes.
This is where it's imperative that we have a form or some townwide, police, fire, public works, we start that process from day one of documentation, and like we do it on Safe and keep moving, going into the law part, so we have it on record. So any first responder goes into any house and sees a hoarder, they document it, we know it's there, and if we have to do something, we have to do something. But if we don't have documentation, you know, we can't, like you said, we can't force people out of a house.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's not good for them to be there, and we know about it.
So the only other thing I would add is, you know, you've seen the report, you're in the process, haven't quite happened yet, but you're in the process of moving it to active. It looks like Cheryl sent a letter last month, nothing has happened. Do you want to wait another month and see if anything happens? Alternatively, this can be sort of what we did with the first item on the agenda tonight, and that could be you move it to active unsafe and contemporaneously with that, direct us to order title work. If your concern is the actual structural integrity of this, to get the process moving.
And I believe it is one, you know, in my opinion, 100%
This is going
structural.
to be a longer process, presumably, if they're still in there, because we'll have to go through our process here. Then there's an appeal period, and once that appeal period elapses, we would have to go to court, to have the court order them to vacate the premises. So
You know, it might
we're
be one
talking
of-
probably late winter, early spring before you could actually physically get them out of the home.
But Ryan, it might be one of those things like we were talking, it's a shocker for them. Maybe it'll say, okay, we gotta do something.
Mhm.
Maybe just that letter.
Yeah, I mean, God forbid, you know, we've had some pretty mild winters, and, you know, we get one good one, and that
That
roof
roof
does
is
not
up.
look
Yeah.
like it's gonna hang.
Yeah, and if this thing ever catches on fire, it's just gonna sail
Do
through.
we know if any ordinance violations have been cited for that?
I did not ask that question, Jim. I do not know.
It should be.
Jim, I can tell you, being the one that goes to ordinance court, this name is not one that I recall ever seeing.
Do you recommend throw some citations that way, maybe two,
Well, there's definitely weeds and.
well, there's weeds in the
I
hole
mean,
in the
that's
roof.
gotta be done through the police department and code enforcement, so
Okay.
certainly, you know, if there's a concern, it could be reported to.
I know they did the weeds, they cited them for the weeds,
Mhm.
but we could cite them for the building too.
Well, I think our first step then is right now, we definitely need to take the action to move it to the active unsafe, so
100%.
you already made a first, right?
Yes, sir.
Second?
Yep, he said.
I'll second it.
And then, okay, so what we'll do is we got the motion to move this, 13957 Fairbanks Street, to the active unsafe by Mr. Hojek, seconded by Mr. Huntley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wojciech?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0.
I imagine they're behind on their sewer payment too, sewer and water payment.
We don't know. I didn't ask that. Okay, since this was in potential unsafe, we're just gonna go right into item 1, 7204 West 129th Lane, letter sent July 1st, 2025. Did we get anything back on this one, Cheryl?
July. I gotta look.
And then I'm just gonna lump it into 13438 Hilltop, the letter was sent on that one, we have not received anything.
I just need a minute to look.
Yeah. And if we didn't receive anything, Ryan, then we're just gonna probably take the following steps then, like we have in the past. Instruct Tony at his, earliest convenience to do the reports on these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we don't have reports, then.
Yeah, and we don't
Not
need
responding.
to, that just comes from direction, not action, you know, making a motion or anything.
Because you have nothing to act on right now, because we don't know if they're unsafe, because you don't have an unsafe premises report.
Okay. So what we'll do is I'll get with Cheryl, you know, when she finds out if we did receive anything next couple of days. If not, then I can instruct Tony to go ahead and start those 2 reports.
That sounds good.
The 7513 136th Lane, John, you said that was the shed one, right?
That was the shed, correct. And I believe I sent some pictures. Cheryl, did you get those too or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's just it's just a small wooden shed, it's dilapidated, fallen over.
If you could make sure then, John, get that resent out to Cheryl, and then Cheryl will just do a letter on that one. And then,
For, potential? Just
yes, absolutely.
Our normal first.
Yep,
letter.
normal,
Yeah.
normal, hey.
Now, we got
It's-
a couple letters going.
Yeah, it's on the radar, yes. Okay, we took care of 4. Item 5, 8623 West 131st Place, letter sent September 9th, 2025. Anything on that one, Cheryl?
No.
So technically, it's a 60-day letter, so,
So, we got a little bit yet.
yeah, one more month, so we'll see if they respond within that time.
Yeah.
If not, then we'll take similar action. Item 1, under permit demo orders, 1333 Lemoore Street. I did not get a chance to speak to Tony on this one. I just know that they are remodeling it, and it sounded pretty positive, the
Yeah.
last report that he had. Update items, I just spoke to Mr. Kubiak about the Klein Avenue parcel.
What was his response?
He said that the lights are up and working.
That's not an update, it's a continuance. It's been, the lights for the last 3 months have been, they put the lights up and the gates up. We're not getting an update of what they're doing there, putting lights up.
Well, right now, but that's what was asked of him though, Jim.
Was asking him to make some, for security reasons. But still, that's been going on for 3 years.
Yeah.
And there's,
Well, it's been going on for probably 8 years.
It was this time of the year, it came up in September, October, probably back in 17, I would guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 8
this
years.
not only has been on the agenda for a long time, it looks bad on the town. I've heard a lot of people say, yeah, because his brother, they said he works for the town. It's not him that's worked for the town.
Well, the cost is inexorbitant, right? We
Well,
looked at it many
That was a
years
bad
ago.
investment on his part, not ours.
Yeah, but how do we enact, Jim, on the fact of, if we do a demo order on it, they don't comply with it, the 2 years come up.
Okay, the man that was just here before, if he can't afford a demo order, how can we make him, if he can't afford it?
Right, but I don't think you understand. What I'm trying to say is, if we start the process to do a demo order's good for 2 years, right, Ryan?
Correct.
2 years from now, they don't tear it down, they don't do nothing with it. Are we gonna tear it down?
No. Okay,
So
well,
I'm trying to figure, what do we do then?
what about that man that was just here on his house on Tyler Street? If he can't afford to tear it down, are we gonna tear it down?
I think the cost is,
Yeah, the difference there is between, you're talking $10,000 versus...
Well, 10,000 to him might be 100,000 to the other guy. He owns 5 or 6 properties.
Sure.
So, I mean, it was just he's a smart businessman, but he made a bad investment.
Understood, but if you're talking about the town actually, because the whole point is, right, you have the demo order, you want them to do it, but if they don't do it, then the town's gonna do it, right?
Okay.
So if this prior gentleman can't knock his house down, Mr. Kubiak usually goes out there with the excavator, knocks it down, and that costs the town somewhere between the neighborhood of $5,000 to $10,000.
But my point is...
If we're talking about the Klein Avenue property,
Yeah.
we had investigated, the town doesn't have the ability to knock it down itself. And we had looked at, in the past, and this was probably half a decade ago, the town had looked at what the cost would be simply to reduce those buildings to a pile of rubble. At that point in time, it was $250,000.
Okay, but it's been on the thing for over 4 years. All we got so far is lights put up there. That's it, for 4 years.
well, what else should they be doing then?
Well, you should have some plan, some idea what they're doing, an update.
Well-
Not just, I put lights up.
So not the last time I spoke with Tim, because that was just prior to this meeting about what was going on, with the mowing, with the lights, with the cameras. If they were gonna do something with this, come in with a plan, we're gonna use this for, a rec center, for a subdivision,
Even if they had a for sale sign up, it'd be it'd be an update. They got it for sale.
okay, but what I'm saying is, if they're gonna utilize the building and rehab it and put a subdivision there, they can't, because I was told, well, we can't do any plans on it because we have the moratorium right now, because it's greater than an acre. So we're kind of in a circle on that.
And they can put it in acre lots, though. They can build his house it over an acre lot.
They would have to come in for a variance from the moratorium. They're not gonna do that.
I don't think the moratorium states that if it's an acre or more. Bob, you might know. If it's an acre or
Dave,
more, you
would
can
you
build
like
on
to
it, right?
comment on that one?
The acre is an important delineation. If they come in and propose a subdivision with 1 acre lots, they don't need to go through the moratorium process. the moratorium, remember the moratorium resolution is for the high-density, prohibition of high-density subdivision projects during the period of that.
Right, but without knowing what kind of plans they are, we can only assume, and,
Well, if
You have to have facts.
have Tony and Tom Andrew go out and inspect it. If it's not safe, if it's safe, we'll take it off the agenda. If it's not safe, we gotta do something. Even if they put a for sale sign up, you can't be going on for 4 or 5 years and...
so then, if I'm hearing you correctly, then, you want Tony to go out there, if he deems it safe, then it's safe?
Yeah, if he's the inspector, if he thinks it's safe, then we can remove it completely. But as long as we keep it on there, it's gonna be for 6 years, next year, next 2 years?
Yeah, I got a hard time swallowing that one,
The only
honestly.
problem with that's his boss. He needs somebody that,
Well, he's an inspector.
I understand.
Yeah, I wasn't even going on that route, John. I was going more the fact of unsafe building is also for blight. In this, classified under that.
Well, I don't see for 3 months in a row that lights are up is an update. It's a continuance.
In the defense that Tim gave, on behalf of his brother, was prior to you being on the board, the direction given was to secure the building. Secure the building was seal the roof, make sure nobody can get in, put up cameras, put up lights, so it's a deterrent, because we're getting close to Halloween again.
Mm-hmm.
We had issues in the past, Facebook, social media, whatever it is, kids going there, taking their Halloween photo. That was the intention on the direction to them, and they complied with that.
Okay, I can put that down. I'm saying the next guy that comes in, can he say, I'm gonna put lights up on it and secure it, and then it's okay?
Well, I would think on some of these houses, like the one that the wall is about blowing out, that's an absolute no.
Well, what about all the asbestos up there? I mean, I just want an update, I wanna see an update, not just the lights are up there, so. I'm gonna see an update, what's our plan? We got this going for, by next year we plan to do this, or we plan to do that, or.
So I guess at the next meeting, then you'd want either.
Some kind of idea what they're planning on
Yeah,
doing.
you would want someone either via Zoom or here to discuss what's going
In the
on.
next 4 or 5 years, we plan on subdividing, or next 4 or 5 years, we plan on removing this here and
Yeah.
making our senior citizen housing out there or something. Some
Yeah.
kind of update, not just the
Yeah.
continuance of lights.
So Cheryl, if you can send a letter for the next meeting for a notice to appear, so we know what, get a better understanding, so,
Okay, yeah, he'd probably be on Zoom, because he lives out of state.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And as long as we're on that, how about the one on Parrish? I'd like to see an update on that too. Went by the other day and I seen a couple of possums going in there, and I could see a fence go around it to keep the critters in, or keep the critters out, one of the two. That's been on there for 2 or 3 years, that's, that old barn.
Well, in just as a refresher, Jim, they came in to get a demo permit, and we stopped them from demoing it because of wanting to keep the heritage of the barn. So that's kind of going back on what we would not allow them to do.
Okay.
So that's kind of another,
Put us in the catch again.
Wasn't he supposed to be here at this meeting?
not this one, no.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah, the only thing with that barn, it's getting worse every day.
Yeah.
And I would not consider it secured anymore. The windows on the first are all out.
Yeah.
The doors.
I heard that kids busted out the windows,
They busted
so.
all the windows out. I see them out there, when I go to see my grandkids, they're always out there.
Cheryl, then if we can also have another notice for Mr. Herbers to attend the next meeting,
Okay.
thank you.
Rich, can you
Yes.
help me understand, this is on our unsafe building list. So they come in to get a permit to demo it. We want to keep the barn around because of the history, but yet we keep it on unsafe. Are we not being hypocritical ourselves?
I would agree.
We
So
can remove
it's,
that safe building there, yeah.
So why is it on unsafe if we don't want it tore down?
Well, for the simple fact of, like they said, the rodents, animals, whatever going inside there, not secure. Kids recently just broke the windows on, you know, through
The west
the lower part of it.
On the west side, yeah.
There's a hole in the
So
roof.
let 'em tear it down.
Huh?
So why don't we just let them tear it down? Instead of just,
We should take it off the unsafe building list, but he came in to correct that, and we wouldn't give him the thing, so if it's unsafe, we should have gave him the demolition permit. If it's not unsafe, it stays like it is.
So I would think maybe a good idea then is we'll have that discussion with them in 30 days.
cause it's like, this old barn looks really cool, so we wanna keep it around, but let's wrap it in chicken wire to keep.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, all we're doing is running in a circle.
Windows to make it
Yeah.
look ugly.
Yeah, 'cause they were gonna make it into a single-family residence, but the cost and stuff, they're having a problem.
I was under the impression that was supposed to be like a community center for the
That,
subdivision.
that's what was told to all the homeowners, and that never happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just make sure Mr. Herbert's here at the next meeting, we can have that discussion.
Okay.
All right.
Did we get,
No, we skipped item
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
over. Did you happen to hear from him at all?
I have not, I'm not sure if Tony has,
Not that I heard.
so, we can, follow up
Yeah,
this week,
yeah, thank you. That was Junior Martin, I was drawing a blank,
Yeah.
I knew it'd come to me sooner or later. Fernwood, the Mogan Ward, all the other 4 through 8, Ryan, you wanna provide any update on those?
I don't have anything for 7 and 8, it's kind of beyond my purview. 6, that one is going to the tax sale process, we talked a little bit about that at last meeting. I know we've received on behalf of the town notices that the property's been purchased at tax sale. It's going through the redemption period now, so they have until, I believe it's a treasurer's sale, so they have until next, probably August or September to redeem it, which no one will probably do, and then it'll eventually go off to someone else. When that happens, the town's judgment lien for the demolition of that property will go away with it. Let's see here. For Mogan, if you'll remember, we talked a little bit last month about maybe there being an opportunity if the town was interested in sort of recouping its investment by obtaining the property.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at, presently there is the better part of $5,300 that is on the delinquent taxes, that would obviously need to be cleared. The town is tax exempt, but the individuals own it currently, and I'm not sure that there's necessarily a mechanism from the auditor's office for us to just wipe out those older taxes absent a tax sale. So that's one consideration, but it's about $5,300. So probably quite a few years, because I think their tax bill this year was $500-ish. So that's been going on for a while. Ward is a conundrum.
Yeah.
You know, that's one in which the owners are deceased. We know that. We demoed the property. We got a judgment against the property and the owners, but they're dead. Yet, interestingly, the taxes are paid religiously every single year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no estate, to my knowledge, that's ever been opened for the wards. Someone is paying the taxes. I look back at our old demo order. There are no other liens or encumbrances on the property outside of your taxes that are always due, but don't have to worry about that because they're paid. And the town of Cedar Lake. There was no lender, there's no judgment liens, there's no nothing. So we had talked about this one potentially as being the type of property that there may be some interest in foreclosing on. This would be kind of the prime example of the type of property you'd want to pursue if that's how you want to collect your judgment, through foreclosure, because there's no other liens or encumbrances that we have to deal with. It's just, you would go through the foreclosure process, you'd sell it, and we are first in priority, from everything I can see. Now, we haven't updated title work, but they're dead, so I don't know how they took out a mortgage on it in the meantime.
Yeah.
Rich, on the one on, is it Morgan that we talked about, is the town interested in grabbing it? Like,
that was a different situation.
Right, that's a different one, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Mogan is one,
Interested in any of that, or?
to remind you, Mogan was one that I talked to the estate attorneys in advance of the last month's meeting. What he told me is that the estate is pretty much insolvent. There's not much, the taxes are accruing, they haven't found any takers for the property, and they were contemplating just letting it go to tax sale.
Right.
So, I don't know with any degree of certainty that they would, just say, hey, we'll give you the property, offload the taxes, be done. But it certainly could be a possibility if there was interest from the town, which, that's a policy maker's decision.
Yeah, right.
So, would that be a direction from Unsafe Board to Town Council then?
Yeah, certainly the council's gonna have to make that determination on, pursuing the purchase or exchange of the property for our judgment. And as a reminder, right, there's two Mogan property, well, no, I'm sorry. The other one was sold to a third party.
Yes.
And knocked it down and all that stuff, so this is the only one that we have to deal with.
Yeah. So is that something you guys would wanna do, is
It would be up to the town council, obviously, so, we'd have to just say.
but that would come from a recommendation from us?
Yeah, I would make a recommendation, with direction to you, because obviously you're on the council, that you can initiate that discussion with your colleagues and see, what their feelings are on.
Does that have to be a motion, or we just have him?
It's probably better, safer to make it in the form of a motion.
Okay.
That, you give, a recommendation to the council by way of Rich talking to the council members about, the possibility of a purchase, shall we say, or exchange.
All right, I'll make a motion that, Rich will he'll talk to, the town council for 6599 Fernwood for possibility of, purchase/exchange. Is that about right? Yeah.
I'd second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Hojek?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0.
We just gave you more work.
I'm good with that. Get it off the list.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I guess that would dovetail with number 5 too. Because again, I think those directives should be made and those decisions should be made by the policymakers.
But this would be for
This would be a
foreclosure.
foreclosure action. So we're not exchanging it, it would be to authorize the filing of a foreclosure lawsuit.
Is this still a recommendation to the council, or is this just through our...
I think those decisions are probably best suited for the elected officials.
Okay.
At least understand what, cost benefit would be in pursuing a foreclosure of that property. Obviously, end result is it goes up to a sheriff's sale, it gets sold. The base bid amount is going to be our judgment, and either someone's gonna come in and bid more, or we're gonna walk away with the property and then the town can sell it and do whatever it needs to recoup its investment.
All right, so I'll make a motion on that one. I'll make a motion for 7029 135th Avenue to the town council for a possible foreclosure.
I'd second it.
Wait, we have a motion by Mr. Hojek, seconded by Mr. Hunley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hojek?
Yes.
Mr. Hunley?
Yes.
Mr. Teal?
Yes, motion carries 3-0. Okay, item 7 and 8, my apologies on those, Ryan. The 127th, I know that we're still working with the appraisals, right, Ben? The 14324 Edison, that one, it is, slated to get, demoed. However, we have to wait, for the leaves to be all off the trees and everything for that one to happen. So, any other discussion from the board?
Yeah, we've had this, we've talked about that one for a while, and they just get overloaded, and, they'll get it when they get it.
Yeah, and then granted, when the trees are off the leaves, we're probably gonna have a foot of snow or a ton of rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so,
At least there's a plan on it anyway, so good.
yes. All right, we will move into public comment for unsafe building. Public comment for unsafe going twice. Third call? Nobody online, Cheryl?
No.
All right, next meeting, November 19th at 5:30. This meeting is adjourned at...
I have one more thing. I wanna know about the Three Stooges Bar. Is their permit about up? The new bar, that bar that's tore down on Lake Shore Drive? Is there, they've got a building permit or remodeling permit, is it still active?
We'd have to look into that, Jim. I don't know what the date was on when they got their approval.
Okay, but it's been sitting there vacant for quite a while.
Can Cheryl check on that?
What is it? Which one is
I think it's bank shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
bank
bank
shots.
shot.
Bank
Bank
shots,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, check on the date, if you could, please.
I think last time we talked, they were looking to buy property or something, they were trying to do that.
Which,
Yeah.
but we need some communication
Yeah,
with
they
them.
haven't shown up here over a year,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know the...
They were removed from our agenda after, because that building's gone,
Yeah,
right? So there, you know, while Cheryl can look into it, this board doesn't have any jurisdiction over that particular piece of property
because we removed
we don't
it.
control the issuance of building permits or site plans or any of that stuff. The only thing this board looks over is unsafe properties.
Yep.
But she could look for the plan commission.
Sure, absolutely, right, but it's just, to this board, you know, our work is kind of done, the plan commission or BZA or town council or whomever else has gotta kinda take the reins and figure out what's going on with that property and who needs to do what.
Yeah. All right, public comment third time then? All right, seeing none, then this, meeting is adjourned at 6:30 PM.